What if I told you that one of America's most recognizable traditions was created by a magazine writer and didn't include the words "under God" for over 60 years? Stay until the end to discover how a simple salute became a national phenomenon. October 12, 1892. Across America, over 12 million school children stand at attention, face the flag, and recite 23 words they've never heard before. It's the first time anyone has spoken the Pledge of Allegiance. But this moment almost didn't happen. The pledge isn't some ancient American tradition passed down through generations. It's the brainchild of Francis Bellamy, a Baptist minister and writer working for a magazine called The Youth's Companion. The magazine has a plan. They want to sell American flags to schools, and they need a hook. So they created a national school celebration for the 400th anniversary of Columbus's arrival in the Americas. They need something patriotic, something memorable, something that will make every school want to participate. Bellamy sits down and writes 23 words. I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No mention of God, no United States of America, just my flag. Simple, direct, and consequential. The magazine publishes it, and schools across the country embrace it for the Columbus Day celebration. Now here's where it gets interesting. The original pledge includes a salute, but not the one you're thinking of. Students extend their right arm toward the flag, palm up. It's called the Bellamy salute. This has worked fine for decades. Then World War II happened. The Nazi salute looks uncomfortably similar to the Bellamy salute. And in 1942, Congress officially changed it to the hand-over-heart gesture we know today. Nobody wants to look like they're saluting like fascists. The words themselves keep evolving too. In 1923 and 1924, the American Legion and the National Flag Conference pushed for changes. They replaced my flag with the flag of the United States of America because they worry immigrants might be thinking of their old country's flag when they say, my flag. Then comes the most significant change. It's 1954, the height of the Cold War. America is locked in an ideological battle with the officially atheistic Soviet Union. President Eisenhower and Congress decided the pledge needed to emphasize America's religious foundation. On Flag Day, June 14, 1954, the phrase, "Under God" is inserted. The pledge now has 31 words instead of 23. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bellamy's daughter objects, saying her father wouldn't have wanted religious language in his secular pledge. But the change sticks. For millions of Americans, the Cold War version becomes the only version they know. What makes this story fascinating is how it shows that traditions aren't set in stone. They're living things that evolve with society. The pledge that 12 million children recited in 1892 isn't quite the same one millions of Americans know today. The pledge has sparked Supreme Court cases about religious freedom, debates about the separation of church and state, and conversations about what patriotism really means. Some people stand and recite it daily. Others choose not to participate, exercising the very freedoms the pledge celebrates. In 1943, the Supreme Court ruled that students can't be forced to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Justice Robert Jackson wrote something profound. If there is any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official can prescribe what shall be orthodox in matters of politics, nationalism, or religion. Think about that. A pledge about unity protects the right to disagree. That's beautifully American. So why does a magazine promotion from 1892 matter today? The story of the Pledge of Allegiance teaches us something important about American traditions. They're not ancient and unchanging. They're relatively recent, constantly evolving, and always open to interpretation. What Francis Bellamy wrote in 23 words became 31 words through decades of debate, war, and cultural change. And the conversation continues. That's not a weakness. That's democracy in action. the pledge promises liberty and justice for all. Every generation gets to wrestle with what those words mean and whether we're living up to them. That's the authentic tradition worth preserving. What does liberty and justice for all mean to you in 2025? How do we keep working toward that promise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The History Sparks community loves thoughtful conversations about what makes America work. If stories about how traditions evolve fascinate you, hit that subscribe button and join the History Sparks family. We're exploring the surprising origins of things you thought you always knew, every day of the week. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best traditions grow and change with the people who practice them.